For the next 3 days, I'm gonna replace all my food with Huel to find out if Huel powder really is a nutritionally complete meal replacement and the future of nutrition. For the record, my wife thinks this is a bad idea. Even Huel's support team kind of advised against doing it, but T.S. Eliot said,
"Only those who risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go."
Legal says I need to mention this. Huel is marketed as a nutritionally complete powdered food that contains a balanced macronutrient profile and all your essential vitamins and minerals.
It's a single-celled protein combined with synthetic aminos, vitamins, and minerals. Everything the body needs.
This has me a little bit worried. I don't want to overdose. So I decided to reach out to Huel's support team. Banker's hours. There's only one thing to do while we wait for a response. Yeah, so I decided to go ahead and get started. Let's see what they gave me. A t-shirt. Free marketing. They don't really expect me to wear... Wait. Doesn't Huel pride themselves on sustainability? Huel is committed to the you and the planet. Another bottle to take up cupboard space. And a bag of food. So this monster-sized bag has 17 meals in it. So let's make one and give it a little sippy sip. Okay, so probably the #1 reason you'd be interested in trying a meal replacement shake is convenience. This took me 15 seconds to make. Oh, it smells like cupcakes. I hope this doesn't taste like cupcakes. Oh my gosh. This tastes fine. So they have all these different flavors to choose from, but I chose vanilla. I'm so basic. So it's got like a faint taste of oats. And it's pretty sweet. It's like there's pieces of lettuce in it. Nope, that's just clumps of powder. You know what? I kind of like this, but we'll see how I'm feeling after having it for like 5 meals a day for 3 days in a row. Nothing spectacular happened after drinking my first shake, but after my second shake, I felt like I got a burst of energy. I don't know if it's because Huel's giving me the nutrition I've been missing, or if it's because I usually fast until the afternoons. But that initial boost of energy quickly faded and was replaced with a feeling of urgency. All the time I'm saving by switching to meal replacements might be lost in trips to the bathroom. And here's #3. I should probably tell you that I'm aiming to drink 5 of these today. I used a fancy calculator to determine that about 2,000 calories would result in just a tiny bit of weight loss. And I weighed 150.4 pounds this morning. So we'll see what my weight does over the next several days. Just finished shake #4. And my stomach is making the weirdest sounds right before I head to the gym. Here's to hoping it's just gas. But then again, I don't really want gas at the gym. So working out didn't go great. I felt lightheaded and nauseated. Not sure if it's because I'm on a liquid diet or if it's something worse. Huel's support did get back to me, but I guess I wasn't clear enough with my original question, because they said only 3 servings of Huel would be too few calories. I'm doing 5 shakes, Madeline. Yeah, I'm waiting on her response again. So when I prepare to do a video like this, I do a lot of research, and I look at a lot of comments left on other videos. That's how I knew to use this nifty little towel so I don't spill powder all over my counter. But I didn't see any comments about feeling sick. I saw lots about butt stuff. You know. But I haven't had to use the bathroom yet, but it does sound like I've swallowed a whale, and he's just swimming around in there, crying out for help. By the time dinner came, I was ready to eat some real food, but all I got was another shake. This stuff really does look like the futuristic food from The Matrix.
You close your eyes, it almost feels like you're eating runny eggs.
You know, a bowl of snot.
Yeah, it's like vanilla flavored cream of wheat. We've made it to the end of day 1. I'm actually kind of surprised because I haven't felt physically hungry yet. So I guess Huel could work as a meal replacement. What are you doing? But I'm so bloated. My dog's got her own little pillow. Probably the 40 grams of fiber I drank today, or the 150 grams of pea protein, or the sucralose, or the... When I woke up on day 2, my feelings of queasiness and weakness were gone. And 5 minutes later, the bloating was also gone. For now, at least. I'm still a little worried about why I felt so off yesterday, so I'm prodding Madeline from support again. Of course, I probably wasn't going to hear back from her till the afternoon. So I did what any responsible adult would do, and I asked AI if what I was doing was safe. Okay, so that makes me feel a little bit better. Legal says I have to include this. To try and minimize the bloating, I'm spreading my 5 shakes throughout the day and drinking them more slowly. So I'm aiming to have 1 shake every 3 to 4 hours, and I'm trying to sip on it for at least 30 minutes. But as is the case anytime I eat tiny portions spread throughout the day, it just made me think about food more often. Even these carrot sticks are starting to tempt me. So I got out of the house and I'm working from a cafe. Physically, I don't feel hungry. Mentally, I'm starving. It's really tough to severely restrict your diet. Why didn't anybody tell me about this? And it may just be in my head, but I feel like people are looking at me weird because I have 3 different drinks in front of me. Or maybe they're just looking at me wondering, why are his eyes so big? Working away from home helped keep my mind off the food that was in my house. And after I finished my 3rd shake, I headed to the gym. Okay, today's workout is going much more better. Did I do that backwards? Much more better. Much more better. Maybe because I've only had 3 shakes instead of 4. The baby whale isn't inside my stomach yet, and I don't feel nauseated or weak. After the gym, it was back home to finish up some work. But I spent most of the time zoning out and thinking about how good food is gonna taste when I can eat it again. You know, Huel markets itself as a sustained source of energy, and that may be true in the case of physical hunger, but in terms of mental energy, my brain ain't working too good. And then, dinner time. Tracy's food smelled so good, and the sweet taste of vanilla porridge just wasn't doing it for me anymore. 2 days down. I did hear back from support this afternoon, and it turns out that drinking 5 of these per day is totally fine. At least in terms of safety. They still don't recommend using it this way though because of lack of variety. I definitely see how this would be very unsustainable for me. I really miss eating. And I've seen where people suggest chewing your shakes. But I mean, come on. And the bloating. I tried spreading the shakes out, but my stomach whale has returned to sing me off to sleep. But just 1 more day. What are you doing? Good morning. It's the last day of my 100% Huel diet. I'm so ready for normal food. I've basically proven that I can do this, but the real question is, do I want to do it? Day 3 was very similar to day 2. Drinking the shakes is fine. Working out is going fine. Work is going... Everything is fine. I'm thinking about food a lot, but I'm not overly hungry. It's more of a mental game than a physical one. So in the afternoon, I decided to go for a long walk. Now that I'm nearing the end of this 3-day challenge, let's talk about some of the pros and cons I've learned from drinking Huel. Pro, convenience. If you've got a busy schedule, it takes all of 15 seconds to make, and you don't really have to think about anything. Con, my mental energy has been lacking. Most of the time I saved in meal prep was wasted staring out the window. or distracting myself from thinking about food by going for walks. Pro: surprisingly, I found the shakes curbed my physical hunger. Con: drinking your nutrition isn't the same as eating real food. And I think it's worth noting that while Huel might have the words nutrition and food on the label, in the end, it's still an ultra-processed powder. Pro: believe it or not, the cost. I paid just under $50 per bag, which brings a serving of Huel to $2.90. All things considered, that's pretty cheap if you're using it to replace a meal. Con: I don't usually eat 400-calorie meals 5 times a day. Eating that often doesn't fit my lifestyle or my health goals. Pro: the protein in Huel is from pea, rice, and, yes, Clarice, faba beans. So if you're a vegan and you're struggling to get enough protein, this might be a decent supplement. Con: the bloating. You probably noticed how often I mentioned it. Yeah, Huel might not sit well with everyone.
Sorry, I farted.
Pro: it seems to have decent nutrition. At least that's why I'm assuming I haven't felt a lot of physical hunger over these 3 days. Cons: it's not much different from a protein shake mixed with a multivitamin. You can't enjoy meals with other people, and you'll likely experience flavor fatigue and monotony. Yeah, I kind of just crammed all those in on the last one. So, should you use Huel to replace all your meals? Well, no. Probably not. But that doesn't mean it can't be something you use occasionally to help you meet your health and nutrition goals. And if you do decide to drink nothing but Huel, you'll still need to figure out what you're gonna do once you stop, unless you just plan to drink this for the rest of your life. Legal says I have to mention this. It's dinner time. Tracy's downstairs eating steak and potatoes, and I just couldn't do it tonight. Steak sounds so good. So do potatoes. Basically, anything that has flavor sounds good, or anything that requires chewing. Yeah, I'm gonna be having steak and potatoes for breakfast tomorrow. This is the last shake of the challenge. Morning. I'm about to jump on the scale here and see what my final results are, but I should mention that Huel is not actually marketed as a weight loss product. It might make weight loss easier for you if you're tracking your calories, but I probably wouldn't drink my calories if I wanted to lose weight. 149.3 pounds. Only down 1 pound. I usually lose a lot of water weight when I do short-term challenges like this. And since I've been drinking all of my food for the last 3 days, I'm assuming the pound that I lost is maybe a chunk of my soul? I guess it's not the worst thing in the world, but I think I'll use Huel as a supplement to my diet rather than a long-term replacement for it.